How do you deal with white space in the French defense? Imagine facing a player who pushes their pawns forward, claiming territory and making it tough for you to find room. That's what white often does in the French defense. White pushes the e4 pawn and then follows up with d4 and e5, gaining a lot of space in the center and on the king side. So, how do you respond when white starts to dominate that space? The key is not to try to match white's space directly but to challenge it actively. First, focus on counterattacking the center with moves like d5 and c5. Playing d5 early puts pressure on white's e4 pawn and helps you fight for control. Then, c5 strikes at white's d4 pawn, creating tension and opening lines for your pieces. This move is essential because it undermines white's spatial advantage and prevents white from settling comfortably. Next, pay attention to your pawn chain from e6 to d5. This structure supports your position but also restricts your light-squared bishop. Developing this bishop actively is important. Moves like bg4 pin white's knight on f3 or preparing b6 and ba6 to exchange off that bishop can relieving some pressure. Since white's space is often focused on the king side and center, you can look for counterplay on the queen side. Moves like a6, b5 and c5 help expand your control on that flank. This creates a balance and gives white something to worry about besides their space advantage. Developing your pieces to active squares is also vital. Moves like f6 challenge white's e5 pawn and open lines for your rooks and bishops. The idea is to break white's pawn wedge and open the position for your pieces to become more active. Sometimes, exchanging pawns with c5 or f6 can turn the game into a more open and dynamic battle. If white chooses the exchange variation, where they trade pawns on d5, the position becomes more symmetrical. This reduces white's space advantage and allows you to develop your pieces freely. It's a good way to neutralize white's initial push. Keep an eye on white's plans to expand further with moves like f4 and g4. These moves aim to support a kingside attack. Your job is to stay solid and counterattack in the center or on the queen side. By doing this, you turn white's space into a target for your counterplay. Remember, in the French defense, dealing with white's space is about patience and active counterattacks. Challenge white's pawns with c5 and f6, develop your light-squared bishop effectively, and look for chances to expand on the queen side or break white's center. This approach helps you stay balanced and keeps white from consolidating their space advantage into a winning position.